It is time, my friends, for the ultimate bookshelf tour. No one asked for it, but I'm going to act like you guys have been waiting this for your whole entire lives, because I really want to brag about all the books on my bookshelf that I've read. There's a significant amount that I haven't read, but we're going to focus on the ones that I have read. Plus, I'm going to add in like where I got all the books, because I get a lot of books secondhand at like bookshops and stuff and book sales. Let's get straight into it. Starting over here, we have my signed books. Yes, I only have 3 of these, but I'm still gonna brag. Right there, I found this at a second-hand bookstore, and it was cheaper than the unsigned copy of We Were Liars, so I call that a win. This is The First to Die at the End, signed by Adam Silveria. I don't know how I managed to get both this and They Both Die at the End signed. I think I got them separately, but I don't know how they both are signed. Next up, we have my Pride collection. This isn't like these ones over here aren't technically Pride, but they had like LGBTQ representation in them, and I needed to finish the shelf, so I put them there. First of all, obviously we have my Alice Oseman collection. This winter, I was born for this, Nick and Charlie of Radio Silence, Love This, Solitaire. I have read all of these, very proud to say that. They were all really, really good. I love Alice Oseman. I'm obsessed with Heartstopper, but I also really love these books. And I think eventually I might do a video where I reread Alice Oseman books. Tell me if you're interested in that. Then we have this little pink stack here, which I think is so cute. These are all LGBTQ romances. This one is Red, White, and Royal Blue. Obviously, I'll probably know what that's about. I never actually finished Red, White, and Royal Blue. I got bored of it, but it's okay. Next is Season of Love. My friend got this for me for Christmas. It's like a holiday sapphic romance. It was really cute, and it was like good for the vibes. I didn't honestly love it. I wasn't obsessed with the story or anything, but it was good for the vibes of Christmas time. And then finally, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This one I actually really enjoyed. I started it a while ago and then I ended up DNFing it, but then I reread it. Sorry, Lawnmower. Sometime during this year, I think it might have been like April, and I really enjoyed it. Next, we have my all-time favorite series. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this. Truly Devious. Okay, not my all-time favorite series, guys. I have series that I like more. But this is one of my top series. I absolutely love the Truly Devious series, and I want to own the whole thing. If you don't know, it's a murder mystery about like kids in this boarding school, and it's so addicting. It's so good. I love it so much. Then we have The Grimmauld Girls. This is kind of similar to Truly Devious, I feel like, except it's more of it is like a fantasy, I think. I'm actually not 100% sure. I feel like it is fantasy. I don't know, guys. I read it a while ago. But this one was really good and super underrated. I feel like this series has never talked about it, but it's really interesting. And it has the same vibes as Truly Devious, which is really popular. I have this plant that like hangs off. I'm pretty sure I got this at Marshall's. It's so cute, and it was like inexpensive. And I don't know, it just like, it matches the vibe of my shelf, I feel like. Starting off, we have Legendborn. I read this so long ago, and I have not read Bloodmarked. I bought this, but I didn't read it because it had been a while since I read Legendborn, and then I wanted to get this one, except next is Red Queen. I read this a while ago, never continued the series because I heard like one bad review about it, and then I was like, no thank you. I read them kind of recently, but I read the first 3 books, and then I heard the 4th one wasn't great, and I was just like, whatever. So I think this is like a trilogy because it's like the school years and then Camelot years. But The School of Good and Evil, this I read when I was so much younger, and I like bought the whole series, but then I never read it. And then when I was in like 6th or 7th grade, I think it was 6th grade. I like continued it. It was a good time, but overall not my favorite series. I really enjoyed the first one and the 3rd one though. I feel like the 2nd one wasn't that good, and I heard the 4th one wasn't that good, so I didn't read it, but it's fine. Next, we have A Tale of Magic and A Tale of Witchcraft. I heard the 3rd one came out, and I'm not sure if I should read it because, like, it's probably too young for me now. Okay, it is too young for me now. Like, this series, Chris Colfer. If you guys have ever read, oh my god, what is it called? I have one of the books here. What is it called? God, it's gonna kill me if I don't remember. But, it's like those Land of Stories. If you guys ever read Land of Stories as a kid, this is the same author. I was utterly obsessed with those books when I was younger. And then I read this series that I was also obsessed with, but then by the time the 3rd book came out, I was like too old for it. So I never read the 3rd book or bought the 3rd book or anything, but like, look how pretty these covers are. Like, I took the dust jacket off, and they're just beautiful, I feel like. Next we have a Caraval trilogy, obviously, because it's the Caraval trilogy. Everyone knows what this is. This series I feel like was mid for me. I low-key don't remember what happened, but that's just how it is for a lot of books with me. But it was overall really good. I highly recommend. All right, next shelf we have Behind the Plant. We have Twilight, because we all know that I've probably been avoiding this series for quite a long time, so I'm not going to stop avoiding it, and instead of showing it, I'm just going to place the plant strategically in front of it so I just don't notice it and don't think about it. Because I'm a little scared of reading Twilight, but at the same time I feel like I should, especially now that it's like October, it's spooky season. I feel like I should read it, but I'm probably not going to, guys. It's fine. And then this is like a ceramic thing. It's not a real book, but it's like cute and you can put stuff in it. I probably should put some stuff in it. Next up we have the Cruel Prince series. Fun fact, I never continued the series, and I read this book in one day, so I didn't remember what happened, and I am eventually one day going to reread it, I swear, and I'll read the other books, but that day is not today. So next is Aragon. This my friend recommended to me. I found it in a used book shop, and it was overall really good. I just didn't continue the series because I wasn't utterly obsessed with it, and some of the books were really long, and I just didn't want that commitment. Next, the Scythe series. I feel like this is kind of like OG book talk, or like booktube or whatever. Not like too OG though, but like, I read Scythe, I loved it, and that was a year and a half ago. Now I really need to read these two books, and I feel like there's a common theme going on here, guys. Do you see this common theme? Is that just me? Am I crazy? I really need to stop starting series and then pausing. Okay, I don't do that as much anymore, but now I have so many series that I started and never finished, because I did that so much like last year and like the year before that. I don't do it anymore though, okay? I don't do it anymore. Oh, except for the Wings of Fire series. I started that like a while ago. I think 6th grade I read that series, and then like the new one came out and I never read it, and then like there's another one coming out and I'm probably not gonna read it, but it's fine. Oh, Shatter Me, that's another series I did that with. I read the first Shatter Me book and I was really interested in reading the rest of the books. Then I went to camp. I read a bunch of other books while I was there because I didn't own the Shatter Me series, so I didn't read it while I was there. Anyway, long story short, have not read. Here's the series I actually have finished. Okay, this is upside down and it's bothering me. See, I'm holding my camera up with one hand right now. There we go. So I do have Hunger Games, and my parents have the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. My dad's reading it right now, and then my mom's gonna read it, and then I'm gonna take it because I'm the only one with the actual bookshelf, because my parents just store books under their like things next to their bed. Anyway, and I'm lending the Hunger Games to my friend right now, so I don't have it at the moment, but I love this series with my whole heart. I recently reread it. Oh my god, I freaking love it. I'm probably gonna reread it like once a month from now on. Not once a month, I can't do that. But like every once in a while when I'm just feeling the comfort, I will reread that series. I recently rewatched the movies as well. Like, oh my god, I forgot how freaking good it is. And also I didn't fully appreciate how good it is because the first time I read it, I was in like 4th grade, so I didn't fully appreciate it. But now I can fully appreciate it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely adore it. Now here's where we get to a little bit of a messy area because we have like this thing, and it's fine. It's blocking a bunch of the books. But I do have the Chronicles of Narnia, all of them actually. And then I also have like a book of all the Chronicles of Narnia somewhere over here. Where is that? Oh, here it is. This book right here, this is the 7 books. Like, isn't that kind of funky? Like, there's no way I could pick this up and read it. But I'm also a little old for the Narnia books now, but I never finished them. Again, me starting a series, never finishing it. I believe I read the first 3, but I've watched the movies. But the movies aren't all the books. Like, there's stories in between the books, I think. Oh, okay, wait, here, this series. Okay, guys, let's talk about Series of Unfortunate Events for a minute. Why? Like, I thought at the end, the ending, like, honey, if you guys, like me, read all 13 books when you were young and had a short attention span, and then it ended freaking, like, they didn't tell you anything. Like, I know it says, like, it's, like, bad all the way through. Oh, it's bad all the way through, like, only bad things happen to them. But they could have showed that to me. Like, they could have showed them dying. They just didn't tell us what happened in the end. This series right here, this is the only thing I'm ever gonna say about a book where the film adaptation was better than the original book. Only time I'm ever gonna say that, but that is the one exception to that rule, is a rule that I stand by. Absolutely, books are always better than movies, except for in that case. It's not even a movie though, it's a TV show. The TV show is better than the book. That's the only exception to that rule. Okay, there's no convincing me that there are any others. It's just that one. Anyway, next up, this series was another childhood favorite. I think I was in like 4th grade or 3rd grade when I read these. But despite that, this book was pretty interesting, I think. I really don't remember it, but it's fine. The Hatchet, I never read this. My friend gave it to me, and then I said I would. The Giver, I got this a long time ago, and then I found out that it was a school reading book for 7th grade, and then I read it in 7th grade. I ended up actually liking it, except I didn't read this copy. I read the school copy because look how I can't read books that are this small. Like, this probably actually smells really good. Hang on. Yes, it smells so good. It's like one of those good smelling books, you know? It's like those old books, they just smell so good. Candy Makers, these I read in 6th grade or 5th grade. 5th grade, I think. Except this one, I remember it took me so freaking long to get through in 6th grade. Like, I didn't really, know what a reading slump was. Like, I didn't use that term, but that put me in a reading slump. Not because it was bad, because it was like this thick boy. I wasn't used to thick boys like, oh, guys, wait a minute. I just found some gems. These are my notes that I took. Let's expose my younger self. In book 1, Philip stayed focused on the harmonica candy that he never stopped until he completed it. Like, okay, no one asked, but okay, hun, good for you. Here we go. Philip's comedic side shows on page 157 when he's pretending to look for a match to set his pants on fire, so he needs an excuse to call Daisy. I bet there's a pack of matches around here somewhere. That isn't funny at all. I don't get it either, so it's less funny. Philip is far more serious around his family, like he isn't a kid. This shows when he was talking to Andrew on page 220. Oh, I actually remember that assignment. It was in 6th grade. We had to do a little web thing. I probably have it around here somewhere, honestly. Anyway, no one really asked, so you're welcome to that. Now we're turning to my ultimate bookshelves. Okay, this section right here, I love it so much. Also, I have my Kindle over here. I just took it off the shelf. It's currently on my floor, but it deserves better treatment than that, so it's gonna go right there. Okay, so I have this pillow that says, yes, I really do need all these books, because literal facts, I do need all these books. That's just how it is. So then over here, I have my book light. My grandma got it for me, and it's like the blue light thing or whatever. That's good for your eyes when you go to bed. And then we have thrillers that are the dust jackets are taken off. They all have a similar sort of vibe to it, you know? Yeah, you do know. So, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, have not read that. Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, have not read that. You'll Be the Death of Me, have read that. And Nothing More to Tell, have not read that. Wait, I've read one of these two. I don't remember which is which, though. You'll Be the Death... Wait, now I have to know which one's which. This shelf right here, this is my childhood section. Because it was the books that I either didn't read, and now I'm too old to read, or the books that I read when I was a child and cherished and kept so that I can recommend them to younger people. This is not supposed to be here, but it is the atlas, the World Atlas. I think I was looking for this for some reason. Anyway, it's here. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, this is also... Oh my god, the outside dress. I was looking for this. Anyway, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, this is not a kid book either. Okay, I feel like we're starting off badly. Most of this shelf is books that I read as a kid. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, I actually didn't really enjoy this book. The Outsiders, this one I am going to read for English this year. So I'm actually going to take this out and bring it to school. Night Books, I was obsessed. I still love that book to my whole core. It's so good. I love Night Books so much. A Pinch of Magic and a Sprinkle of Sorcery. These two were part of a series. I was obsessed with A Pinch of Magic. I don't remember why. I don't remember what it was about. I do vaguely. It was a fantasy, whatever. It was really good though. Remarkables. This one was really interesting. I also really like this. I think this might have been the same author as some other thing that I read. Oh, yeah. Right here. It's fine. Right here, The Strangers and the Deceivers. And I think there's a third one in this book, too, that I also read. The Greystones Secret series. This was my childhood. I love it so much. Okay, and then moving on, we have right here. This bad boy, like, these childhood. Have you guys read the Book Wanderers? Or no, it's called the Pages and Co series. These, okay, you guys better have read one of these books. This was such, like, I think there are like 5 books in this series now, and I've only read these 3. Like, honey, I need to get on my game and read my childhood books. Blackthorn Key, I low-key don't remember if these are for kids, but it's fine. I never finished that series, but I read the first one, and then I didn't read the second one. Shocking, I know. Like, it's me. Like, how? I could never do that. Serpent and Dove, some random person at a bookstore recommended it to me, so I got it. Then I have not read it yet, but I will eventually one day. And then Amari and the Night Brothers, I was obsessed with that book. I think the, like, second book came out too, and I low-key want to read it. Like, I just remember that book being really good, I feel like. Anyway, moving on. This shelf I low-key really love too, except for the fact that there's like a missing spot over there that another book could go. This is all this author that I really liked for a while. I never actually finished the series. I think I've read the first 2 books, but not the third. I know, like, why I never do that. Then Story Thieves, I really loved. Okay, I haven't read it in like years, but I loved this series. Obsessed. It was actually, like, looking back, it's a really interesting premise, and can definitely understand why I was obsessed with it. But, like, look how cracked the spines are, hun. Like, I think I was a spine cracker. But I swear I wouldn't do it intentionally. It would just happen. I watched this movie, then I found it was a book, so I got the book, and then I never really liked the book, but it's fine. These I've actually been meaning to get for my brother. They're the Apollo series, except for some reason I only have the first book and the third book. We just don't ask questions around here anymore. I was younger. I read this one, I think, but not this one, because, I mean, I didn't have the second book, so, like, what was I supposed to do? Chronicles of Narnia. I've talked about this before. This is my big boy book. I'd never be able to just pick up this and read it, but it's there for show, you know? I don't actually know where I got it, but it's fine. Moving on, this is my Marissa Meyer shelf. This shelf, I love. Okay, look at this bad boy. Like, I love this little plenty boy thingy. Mabobber-ish, yeah. So, I really love this shelf. So basically, this is the Cinder series. What's it actually called? The Lunar Chronicles, that's what it's called. I actually really did enjoy this series. I feel like people have mixed feelings on it, so, like, I don't really know. But I really enjoyed it. It was a really good time for me, and also these covers are so soft. I'm obsessed. And I love how they all look together, like, they just, like, go, you know? Anyway, and I also like how her different books are in, like, different styles, because there are some authors where, like, all their books are in the same style, and, like, you know, like, those authors. And so it looks like it's part of a series, but then it's not part of a series. Like, you can tell that these are all part of a series. Like, these ones, you can tell they're all part of a series. But then this is the same author, and it's not the same style. So you can, like, tell that it's, like, not part of the same series. Anyway, rant. Heartless, love this book. Renegades, I started this book. I never finished it. Not because I didn't like it, because I need to read it. But, like, I will read it eventually. I also really like this shelf, but it does include a lot of books that I have not read yet. So starting off, we have Family of Liars and We Were Liars, these, but I do really like them. Either of these you love or hate. I'm one of the ones who liked it. Rich Terabithia, this is the only book that's ever made me cry. I was, like, not that old though, so. The Obsession, this is not my book. I need to give that back. Uglies, I got this at a book sale recently, and I saw it, like, in one video a long time ago, and it looked kind of interesting, and I've been kind of, like, looking to do more dystopian novels, and I thought this might be, like, a good chance to do that. Girl in Pieces, this author, I really recently I read You'd Be Home Now, by this author. I absolutely loved it. This book wasn't the same feeling for me. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. 5 Feet Apart, oh my god, I cannot say the same about this book. This is, like, it's the best thing I've ever read. Like, okay, not really. It was just a really good book. I love this book. So I got this book by the same author all this time. See what I mean? Like, these look like they're part of a series, but they're not. That sometimes bothers me. Although I do like when the author's books all look good together, but at the same time, it's like, are you part of a series? Are you not part of a series? Like, explain yourself. All this time, I haven't read this, but I bought it because it's by the same author as this book. So, yeah. The Western Game, I read this for a book club, and it was so good. Like, this was such a good time. I really love this book. The Thief Lord, my cousin got this for my birthday. I didn't love it, but obviously I didn't tell her that because, you know, I wanted to be nice. The Perfect Score, I remember reading this in 5th grade. Loved that year, and we, like, read it out to class. It was a really good time. Core memories right there. The Princess Bride, this one, I really enjoyed. I remember when I was younger, I watched this movie, absolutely hated it. I don't ask me why, I just hated it. So then I read the book, and the book was really good. So then I watched the movie again. The movie was fine. Okay, but like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them, you know? Like, I don't know, they're fine. Love and Gelato. This is like a romance book that takes place in Italy, and like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with like Italy, anything Italian, like, so I wanted to read it because of that, but I'm not a huge romance person. I also just bought this recently, so like, The Raven Boys, also just bought this recently at a book sale. It was, I was about to say it was so good, but I actually haven't read it yet. It's fine, guys, I'm just a little delulu. So yeah, this one looks interesting, but it is a series, so these are both a series actually, so I have to like get myself ready for a series because I'm not starting another series and not finishing it because I have too many of those already. Next we have The Silent Patient. I am definitely going to be reading this month. I'm so excited, but this one just looks interesting, I feel like, and I feel like it'll keep me interested. Next shelf, we have, first of all, the Maze Runner series. This one I've only read the first 3, I believe, and then I never finished the rest of the series, and then I waited a long time, and now I don't remember what happened in the first few. My little thing is just doing that. Next, The Secret Garden. Yeah, I just haven't read it. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna have to happen one day because I need to read classics. Girl on the Train, also have not read this. These are a bunch of books that I got like at book sales and stuff, but I've been interested in reading them. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one is really popular, and I feel like I just have to read it eventually, and so that's what I got. The Family Upstairs. This one actually looked pretty interesting. I also need to read that. The Three Dark Crowns. I need to read this. I started it, but I didn't get into it because I wasn't in a fantasy mood. But I am a little bit more now, so maybe I'll like pick it up again soon. The Girl I Used to Be. This I also got at a book sale. Oh, these are also book sale books all right there. This I got at a book sale recently, and then I read it, and it was really good. It kept me entertained. It wasn't like an all-time favorite book, but it was interesting. Speak, I read this on my Kindle, and then I saw it at a book sale for $1, so I got it. And yeah, this book I feel like was just very eye-opening. I can't say that it was like the best book I've ever read because it was like very triggering and whatever, but it was like really interesting and good and eye-opening. The Murder Game. This one looks like a murder mystery, I think. I mean, I'm assuming from the Murder Game. But I also found this at a book sale and thought it'd be fun to read. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This one was pretty popular. I think, I don't actually remember it, like, I don't know, but I bought it at a book sale. The One of Us is Lying trilogy now, actually. Yes! So One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, I read a while ago, and then I found out there was going to be another book, and then I saw it in the bookstore, and I got so excited, and I started jumping around all excited, and then I read it. It was really good, and like, I love that series so much. It was just like one of those classic books for me. And then the rest of my Karen McManus books. Well, actually, I have 2 more at the bottom of my bookshelf. But like these 2, this one I started, but I didn't finish. I just didn't fall in love with it. This one I read, and it was really interesting. The Cousins, I would highly recommend if you like Karen McManus. Next up is my Grease River shelf. This is, I don't know why there's some random washi tape right there. That's going on the ground. But this is like my favorite shelf. I actually love this shelf so freaking much. So first of all, we have My Child, My Baby, My Everything, Six of Crows. This is annotated too, which is cute. Love that for me. Then we have Crooked Kingdom, and apparently like sometime in the future, like but not anytime soon, there might be a 3rd book. So I need that to happen. I don't care if I'm like 65 and it comes out. I just want it. I need to read it. Then we have this. I had an obsession with Once Upon a Time, the TV series, for a long time. I got this mug. It kind of matches the aesthetic of this shelf, I feel like. And then also this is my Robin, what's it called? Funko Pops. And I feel like this one is just like a vibe. It was a gift also, and I just thought it like matched the vibe, you know? And here we have my Shadow and Bone trilogy, which looks so pretty together. I feel like look at that. That is such a vibe. All of these look so pretty together. I literally am obsessed. I love them so much. And also this trilogy, not my all-time favorite. My favorites are these 2 and these 2. But that was very good for introductions because when I started Six of Crows for the first time, I had not read this trilogy, and I was so freaking confused for the first like half of the book that I didn't love it. But then in the end, I ended up loving it because like the characters. Then we have my King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. These like look like, okay, they actually have dust jackets, except I took them off because like look how freaking pretty this design is. Like you can't cover that up with just like the outside design was also very pretty, but like it wasn't the same, you know? Like I this. I love this, like, heart, love you forever. So yeah, this is like definitely one of my favorite sections. I think like this section right here and then this section over here are probably like my favorite like area, you know? Yeah, that's all. Moving on, we have this right here is my yearbook, and it says my school, so I'm not going to show you guys that. But I do have a Hamilton playbill here, and then leaves, obviously. And then it says my name. This shelf I also love, except, like, I haven't read any of these books, so it's like, but I love A Good Girl's Guide to Murder so much. This is, like, one of my favorites. But it does have my signed playbill of Hamilton, so this is, like, one of my most prized possessions. I freaking love this thing. So it's one of my favorite shelves because of that. Then we have all my tabs, which I have freaking 5 billion. But like whenever I tab a book, then I don't want to tab anymore because I feel like it's like, I don't know, I really enjoy tabbing books, but then at the same time, it's like sometimes it makes me read it for longer. So I'm not really sure. All right, final bottom shelf. I accidentally just ended the clip, but anyway, the final shelf we have this right over here, my treasure legend books. I love these. These books are like my little babies. I love them so much. Literally, that series has my heart. I need to reread it because it's actually insane and I love it. Next up, we have this jewelry tree, and I'm pretty sure I made like all of these because I was obsessed with jewelry making for like some time during COVID. Then we have Storm and Fury. I don't believe I've read anything. Oh no, I've read this. I've read The Night Circus. I didn't love it though. So then I have all of these, and these I got at a book sale. All of these I got at a book sale. What am I even talking about? These I really am looking forward to reading, but when I started them I wasn't in a fantasy mood, so again I ended up DNFing it. Like I hardly even started it. Like I was like 50 pages in and I was like, I'm not in the mood for a fantasy right now, and so then I stopped. But it was overall, it kept me entertained. Alright, next up we have what was originally a TBR shelf, except then I read some books on it and just never changed the layout. So it's like some have been read, some. So first we have The Cheerleaders. I love that book so much. It's so good. I gave it to my mom and she had it like on her nightstand for a while, but then never read it for a hot minute. But then she did, and she gave it back to me. This Poison Heart, also love this book so much. I got the audiobook for the second book and I cannot wait to listen to it. I'm so excited. I love this book. I was not expecting to love it though. This I put on my TBR as a low star prediction because partly I wasn't in a fantasy mood, but it wasn't like too fantasy that it was like bad. It was like a normal world, but then there was like this girly pop who had magic. Agatha Christie and there were none. Honestly, it was my first Agatha Christie book. I didn't fall in love, but I do want to read more Agatha Christie in the future because she did keep me entertained, you know? All the Right Places, I really need to read this book. It was so popular for a while. Small Horrors, this one, I realized I don't really love short stories because all of them are like 3 pages long, which is just like not my thing. But you know, this might be good for like Halloween or something. If you had been with me, unpopular opinion, but the ending of this book was not it. Like what? That was way too rushed. That was so freaking rushed. You needed to slow that down. Like explain to me what was going on. The ending just felt so rushed, but like I really did enjoy reading this book, but then at the end I was just like, what was that, hun? 14 Ways to Die, Unlock the Door. This is by Vincent Ralph. I actually recently got another book by Vincent Ralph, so I'm gonna put it like right here. Except it doesn't have like the same font in red. But this I read, loved it. I actually might read this soon because I've been in more of a thriller mood lately, because you know who isn't. The Shining, Live Laugh Love The Shining. This is like an all-time favorite book of mine. I love The Shining so much. Unpopular opinion, but the movie actually sucked. Like, what was that? Like, the movie... Okay, so I was watching the movie, right? Okay, I need to make a whole separate video about my opinion on The Shining, the book versus the movie. But the book, it wasn't the same story. Like, I'm sorry, it wasn't the same story. Like, this is a book about characters who develop, have lives, have depth, so much depth, and like it's about this hotel who makes someone go crazy. The movie is about a dad who goes crazy in a hotel. Like those are different plot lines. Like it's just okay, but I looked it up. The whole movie, I was watching it, I was like, what is this, hun? Like this is not the book, this is not the same. They did not develop the characters at all. Like this This is character based right here with like the scary horror element. The movie was just a horror movie. Like, they didn't add anything about the characters, and I couldn't get into that. I needed something about the characters, so I did not enjoy the movie at all, but I love this book. Pet Sematary, I have not watched this movie because my friend actually goes up to the place where it was filmed, so that's kind of like, so obviously, we've like wanted to watch it together, but then I'm like, but like you'll never be able to go up to that place again because it's like where they go on vacation sometimes, so I'm like, don't do that. But yeah, this I really do want to watch the movie, and I love this book. That was my first Stephen King, by the way. She's Gone, I haven't read this, but I do want to. It seems pretty interesting. And it was like the Barnes & Noble, like, I don't know if your guys' Barnes & Noble have this, but it's like, you can get a $5 book if you order something from the cafe, which is what this was. I have several of those, I think. Kingdom of the Wicked, this one I've also been wanting to read for the longest time. But I've also heard some bad reviews. I feel like this one is more mixed reviews, but it does seem pretty interesting, and I do want to read it eventually. Where the Crawdads Sing, I didn't finish this. I ended up DNFing it. I can't say DNFing when I'm like talking fast. DNFing it because I just like, I couldn't get into it. It was kind of putting me in a slump, and I think I will pick it up eventually, but just not right now. The One in the Window, I haven't read this. I got it at a book sale though, so I'm looking forward to reading that. The last, I don't know how to say that. I'm not gonna mispronounce that. So this one I read a while ago, and then I gave it to my dad. He read it, and it took him like 6 months to read, but it's fine. Because he was looking for a sci-fi book. That's literally the only sci-fi book I own. Anyway, next shelf. This is a lot of Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I have this one, which is Jennifer Lynn Barnes, but it's not like an obsession. Okay, I've never read this one, but I saw it at a bookstore. It was like $5, because it was a used bookstore. Guys, I wish the books, like, I wish new books were $5. I would pay someone to make it so that books were only $5. Then we have my baby, my child. I'm currently reading Bad Blood, so it's not up here, but I also have Bad Blood. Oh my god, the Natural series. Okay, unpopular opinion, but the Natural series is actually better than the Inheritance Games trilogy. That's just my personal opinion, but I honestly love it so much. Yeah, so this is my first baby. Then this is from the camp that I go to. We get candles at the end of every session. So these are a few that I've saved over the years. I definitely have more, but I just don't know where they are. Or maybe I've accidentally thrown them out. Next up, we have Divergent. This, unpopular opinion, again, but it's also, like, overhated. I feel like these books kept me entertained so well. They're not like the best writing in the world, and I can recognize that, but I still really enjoyed the reading experience. So like, and We Forget About 4. I don't like that book. Next up, the Inheritance Games. I love this trilogy. I recently got The Brothers Hawthorne. I'm so excited to read this book. I literally cannot wait. I'm hoping to read that, I don't know, eventually. So next shelf, this is books that I feel like, okay, so I have a few books here that are like older classic-y type of books. So we have Little Women, Jane Austen, The Wizard of Oz. Those are more classic-y books. I've only ever read The Wizard of Oz, and I think I read Little Women, but I was really young. I don't remember it, and I've seen the movie. Project Hail Mary, this one, my dad read, and then he made me read it, because he said that if he ever finished it, then I would have to read it, and I made a deal with him, because it takes him forever to finish books, so I assumed he never would, and then 2 years later, he gave it to me and was like, remember when we made that deal? I'm like, yep, okay, I'll read it. So I read that book. It was really good, though. The Lost Hero, again, Rick Riordan. I should probably give this to my brother, but I read this when I was younger. It was really good. Mysterious Benedict Society, I never ended up reading the second book, but I really liked the first book, and that show was pretty solid too. These I remember reading one each day on Christmas, which scary stories to read in the dark, and it was just a good time. The Unwanteds, I listened to this whole series audiobook. I listened to all of these and then about 4 of the Islands of Silence ones because I had an obsession, okay? And I will forever love those books. And I really should probably finish that after all the time that I spent on it. I really should finish the Islands of the Unwanteds, whatever they're called. Anyway, next shelf. Okay, so over there I have a photo of family members, so just don't look at that. We have my Ravenclaw banner because I'm a Ravenclaw, if that wasn't obvious by my obvious nerdiness. I have this sticker over here that came in a set of books, and it has like all the Harry Potter books, and on top is Hedwig. We have my completely beaten up Harry Potter books. We love that. This one doesn't have a thing in the middle. A spine, that's what it's called. It doesn't have a spine. These ones are utterly falling apart. These ones are falling apart. This one's falling apart. This one has only been read like once, I think, because it was completely falling apart. Then I lost it. So then I got another one, and then I got the audiobooks on Audible like 3 years ago or something. I've listened to them like hundreds of times. But it's fine. And this book I feel like is so freaking pretty. Like, look at that cover. Like, it's just a vibe. I found this at a book sale because I didn't want to like support J.K. Rowling or buy her books like firsthand. But I read that. It was fine. I didn't love it. This I believe I got for Christmas or something. I read like I just like flip through it sometimes and like read facts and stuff, and it was honestly pretty interesting. I kind of want to like take it out again and just like have it open for me to like read when I feel like it, because that's what I did for a while, and then like I changed the setup of like, because I had like this little fort thing that I'd like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. And then finally we've gotten to the bottom of the final shelf, and this right here, these books, Keeper of the Lost Cities. The Obsession started 5th grade. This I read in 5th grade, and this was in 7th grade. It has not ended. I need book 10 to come out right now or I will die, but it's okay. It's fine. But apparently it's not coming out for a while because the Keeper of the Lost Cities graphic novel is coming out first, which is like cool, love that, but give me the 10th book first. I need to know more, please. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's coming out. It's definitely not coming out in 2023, I don't think. I believe it's coming out in 2024, please. So I really need that to happen for me. I really need it to happen. I low-key don't remember what happened in the earlier books. That's what happens when there's like 2 years between each book, because I was there when 8.5 and 9 came out. So after I finished 8, it was like a year, and then it was like 2 years till book 9 came out. So then I needed another 2 years to wait until book 10 will come out. So I'm just like forgetting this series because I'm forgetful. I'm a forgetful person. Don't you understand that? So I need to finish. I need to reread it. It's a little young for me now, but honestly, no, it's not. I couldn't care less. I need a conclusion. I've been waiting for a conclusion since I was in 5th grade. I deserve a conclusion. It's not that I want the series to end, but it's that I want it to end, you know? Anyway, that was my little rant on Keeper of the Lost Cities. I'd also highly recommend this series, by the way. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing me rant about books for like 20 minutes or however long this video is. It was a really good time for me personally. I'm losing my voice though, and I really, really need water. So I'm gonna go get some of that. That's pretty much all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want more videos like this, I am thinking about doing going through every single book on my physical TBR, or every single book on my bookshelf that I haven't read, and just like making a stack of them just like to see how high it is. Like, is it taller than me? I don't think it's taller than me. Please don't be taller than me, that would be really sad. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. Hopefully see you guys next time. Sorry I suck at outros. Bye!